Sociology, which is not, you know, a million miles away. It's a connected area, so that would definitely be.
Can I have one of these?
Look at. And then, like you say, you've got some internships and work experience.
But you find most of the information in this one. You will also find in that one. Okay. So that's the main one you need, the big one.
Okay.
Yeah. That's just on our campus. So that is in the south of the UK. It's 1 hour from London. 1 hour. But saying that, it's like so. We have our own city. Canterbury is a city, so you would be within a city. It's a smaller city.
It used to be 40. Otherwise, I just type in the number. Is that right?
Yeah.
Let us try to do that.
Yeah, it's a city in itself, but it's a smaller city, and then you have access to London. What I would say is that even though the school is based in Canterbury, just through the nature of the programs itself, we are normally sort of interacting with people from all around the world, and particularly in your research. So either in the research you do at the end of the one-year program, or in your PhD, we would normally
go through?
Go out to the field. So we do also do the external PhD. The external PhD is whereby, as part of your degree, you would send it away from the university.
So you guys have more than one location?
Yes, we do.
If you could find an organisation or a company or a facility.
319375.
319
It works out, usually it works out
375.
We've got a saved card number. Connection has been saved. Well, hopefully it works out.
Okay.
Yeah.
So where, which campus?
Your name should be mentioned there, shouldn't it?
And you know, those people have been.
Kim?
No.
No?
I think that's her, right?
That's right.
Yeah. So sometimes that's got up to our own. So we might say we actually know someone who runs a research.
Veronique, no?
No, Danielle.
Who's already actively doing research.
What's your name?
Danielle. Danielle Leach.
Pursuing that themselves. So
she needs to do this. I'm afraid.
It's a lot of options there for you. Is it not working? We'll do it one more time with the chat.
I tried everything.
Maybe we'll see. They can be a little bit slow, but they usually.
How can we help you?
We type in the number.
What are you looking at? What for?
I'm looking at for. Okay, then we're going to switch to. Sorry, we'll switch to the old-fashioned.
We have a great program.
So sorry about that. Modern technology is not as good as it could be.
Maybe I can take the contact.
Yeah. So just your name and your email address, if that's okay. Sorry about that. Sometimes these things.
Could you tell me a little bit about the PhD psychology program you guys have?
Okay, yeah. So what type of psychology are you interested in?
Clinical psych. Clinical psychology?
Sorry?
Clinical psychology.
Clinical psychology. Okay, so we do have that because our School of Psychology is actually one of the largest in the UK. We do clinical, cognitive, developmental psychology, forensic psychology, social psychology, organisational psychology. In here it will tell you about the programme in more detail. Clinical we actually only either offer as an undergrad or a research. So the masters at the moment we don't offer in psychology, but we would offer it, as you say, in a research programme. So with research, what you have to do in the UK is that we don't set you the research areas or the outline. The students themselves pick the research project and they write a proposal to that effect. And then what you would want to do is you would want to go onto our website, and on our website we either have our schools of research, so the different areas of research, or we actually also list all of our academic members of staff. And the idea being that on the website it gives you their full profile, so it tells you what they teach on, what they've done publications in before, what research groups they've worked in, both internally and externally to the university, what kind of roles they've also had if they've worked in industry, where they've worked. And so basically you would then try and match their profiles to your initial idea. All of their email addresses are on the website. You would usually write to 3. We normally get students to pick to 3. You would write to them and give them an overview of your research. And if they felt that actually they do have that in common with you, they could be the right supervisor, they do have the right background knowledge, then they would invite you to make a formal application, which takes about 20 minutes through the website. It's very easy and there's no cost to it. So for us, the idea first is that we want to see, one, what you want to do, and two, do we have the right people to match it? Because rather than make you go through a long-winded application process,
that makes sense, yeah.
we first of all want to see, do we have the right people?
Right.
And it can be, sometimes it's about the right area, sometimes it can be how much time we can commit to you. So we might have a member of staff who does fit your area, but he's already got 4 or 5 PhD students, and we normally stop at that. So we normally say that any supervisor cannot have more than 4 or 5 students at any one time, because obviously they're teaching on the undergraduate programs or the postgraduate programs, they're doing their own research, and then they're supervising students, and we want to make sure that you've got as much time as you need with them. In terms of the clinical program and in terms of physical facilities, we have a full school of psychology, all the lab spaces there. We have numerous different links that you can use external to the university as well. And if you wanted to do, if your particular project required you to be based outside of the UK for some time, there is also an option to do that. Students normally have to tell us why they need to be away from the UK and also what kind of facility, institution, organisation they're going to be based in order to do that.
Could it be in the US?
Yeah, it can be in the US. If you can do that, then we do what we call the external PhD, where you would still normally spend 1 year at the university, but you may spend 2 years back here in the US, or you might do 1 year in the university, 1 year in the US, and then 1 year back.
Oh, I need to write that down.
Yeah.
That's interesting. It's called the external PhD.
External PhD, yeah. It's on the website as well, and in the booklet there as well. It's just that we realise that sometimes when students have a research project, it might be based in a completely different geographical area, but we have the expertise for them. So, you know, as long as you've spent a bit of time in the UK, you've worked out that relationship with your supervisor, and you know where you're going to be based in terms of coming back here, if all of that fits, there's no reason not to do it. In fact, you could argue it produces stronger research. So
interesting. Now, I also heard you guys offer the studentships.
Yeah, so we do. So the studentships, sometimes they require you to teach on the undergraduate program, sometimes they don't. Sometimes there'll be a monthly stipend, which I've seen it go up as far as £1,300 a month, which would more than cover your tuition fees and give you a little bit towards your cost of living. Sometimes they're less than that. It all depends on the research project, again, that you're doing, because as a university we're funded internally and externally by different organisations who would, you know, usually suggest that that funding should be put into a particular area of study. So if all of that matches up with yours, then we can look at offering studentships as well.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
And it was something else.
So the studentships might not, when you do the external PhD, for the year that you're doing it externally, the studentships might not count in that year, because a lot of them usually require you to do some teaching on the undergraduate programme or be doing research assistant roles based at the university. So if you're away from the university, then that's going to be less the case. But then at the same time, depending on where you're going.
So the studentship is a stipend in addition to a tuition waiver?
No, it's usually just a stipend, which you would use towards your tuition.
Oh, okay. And where does the PhD psychology program, which campus is it at?
Canterbury campus, yeah. All of our psychology is on Canterbury campus, which is our largest.
Okay, how close is that to London?
It's 50 minutes by train, so it's very close to London.
Interesting. And what's the cost of living in that area?
Cost of living, I would say it's going to be between £800 and £900 per month, and that would be food, clothes, accommodation, everything included, transport included in there for you, which is about average for the UK. If you're looking at London, you'd probably be going up more towards £1,200 to £1,300 per month.
All right. Now another question: would you consider like the cost of London more expensive than New York City, or about the same?
About the same, apart from rent here is quite expensive in New York City, depending on where you're going to be. Because I have friends who live outside of, I have friends who live in New Jersey, I have friends who live in, like, actually in Connecticut, because that's quite a close connection. Again, obviously, in terms of, I know Brooklyn's going up in prices these days, but Brooklyn as well. I mean, if you're looking at being in the heart, then I would say New York is more expensive than London. But if you're willing to be maybe a half an hour to 45 minutes transport links away, then it's going to be comparable to London. But the cost of transport in London is more than the cost of transport here. Yeah. If you're taking the metro. So like, you know, if you take the metro here, I've only taken it like for single journeys, and I just pay $3.
Yeah.
But you can get the metro card, which is cheaper. Even though we have that same kind of card, we call it the Oyster card, it's still a bit more expensive, I think, from my own perspective.
And you guys have a congestion tax, right?
If you're driving, yeah. So if you're driving, there's congestion. So if you're driving in certain zones of London, you have to prepay a charge. So the charges are different depending on which zones you're going into.
It's like a toll that you pay?
Oh, okay. So you pay online. But
Okay. Interesting.
And parking can be quite expensive. Parking here is quite expensive too, I guess. Yeah. It's quite comparable. What I would say the difference in the UK is that your necessities, so things that you buy from the supermarket and toiletries, it's cheaper in the UK than it is here.
Oh, and you guys have a Walmart?
We basically have Asda, which is the offshoot of Walmart. So it's the UK brand of Walmart. They're the same company, and they're owned by the same.
It's called Asda?
Asda, yeah.
Interesting. ASDA.
Yeah.
Interesting. Okay. Thank you.
Lovely speaking to you.
All right.
What Kent said?
Some good stuff.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, you want to talk to them? That's one of my top schools.
How you doing?
What's your name?
St. John's Kenneth.
Kenneth, name? That's my uncle's name, Kenneth.
Oh, yeah?
All right, it's a good name. Strong name.
Yeah, it's Irish name.
I know that.
Nice meeting you. Thanks for
All right.
It also means
What is this?
I don't know.
I do know. Trust me. I look up everything.
Good.
St. John's?
That's
Yeah.
right.
Okay.
We're going to do for you, sir.
You put your phone,
I'm trying to get
like just like this picture, you put your phone on it and then you can charge it.
We do. Actually, it's at
Like
table
a phone
155
charger
upstairs.
type
If you want to talk to the
Oh,
Like a phone holder, like your phone goes
She's
like.
a great person. Let me take your info though, because she's going to be.
It's magnetic.
That we're having on Thursday night
Yeah.
on our campus.
Okay.
Take it.
Cool.
Yeah.
Thank
So I'd like you to swing by. Can you give him the open house brochure, please?
New day and age.
You better believe it.
I know, right?
You better believe it. It's wild.
Yeah.
You know, it's absolutely wild, actually. Just the things that we can. It is. I was watching, reading something, and they were saying how in the United Kingdom in the not too distant future, if you drive an electric car, they're gonna have a lane just for your electric car that charges it while you drive. How bad awesomeness is that?
I wouldn't be surprised.
I mean, it's super cool. It's like a Minority Report.
They can see things before it happens, right?
No, just the cars. Just the cars. Just the cars. All right, man. Take care.
I appreciate it, man.
Listen, go upstairs, see Carol Swanberg. If you can't make it, swing by the open house. All right? Take care, my friend.
I'm gonna go talk to them real quick over here. University of Sheffield. We got past it. Wait. Oh, right here. Did you learn a lot from the University of Miami? What? Why are you laughing?
I love people's reaction to certain things. No. It's like, you know, they got the business programs. It's nice.
People's reactions to what?
It's like different things, man. You know, when you ask certain questions, you know, and people just the way they react to certain things.
Like what?
Any kind of
What
question.
did you ask?
I asked them questions as far as like, you know, what would you do? What's your interest? Things like that. You know, what's your interest in certain things? Like, what would you do?
Who are you talking to? From her?
Different tables. Yeah,
And the City University of London. I want to check out them too. But Kent was the main one.
What they talking about, Kent? I know that you told me about Kent.
Yeah, the studentships, where you basically teach an undergrad class, and they'll give you a stipend of £1,300 per month. It's not bad.
How much is that equate to? I don't know.
Wait, where you going?
Are you going?
Yeah. I'm recording.
so with a Sheffield.
What about the University of Hong Kong? But no, what get me, I was talking to the guy first at the Kent table, and like he acted like he didn't want to answer my questions. Like he was trying to rush me away. He kept trying to like scan my badge, like I guess to get me away from him. He says like, you gotta talk to her, you gotta talk to her. But then I noticed like when like he walked up, he had like so much to say to him. I don't know, like I guess they feel intimidated about black people. I don't know.
You already know what it is.
I'm like, really? You guys are supposed to be multiculturally diverse. Like,
Do y'all want
you don't treat the black prospective students differently than you treat the white. You know, students are students.
Rumble's not set in stone. It's human beings.
I know.
Queen Electronics.
They have, I think they have psychology. Do they have? Let me see.
So I can, if you drop me a line, I can check on the entry copy.
Yeah.
Going back to Teresa, so she did her bachelor's in the States, her master's with us in the UK, and is now doing a PhD. So she's gone through the whole of both of them, and she's happy to talk to students who are interested. So if you're interested, I can pass your details on to her, and she'll drop. So there's no pressure. She'll drop you an email if you want her to Skype you, and you can check the time. A lot of students find it useful because she can tell it from the perspective of a student who's actually experienced both systems, which some people find really useful. Okay, fantastic. So I'll drop her a line then in the next couple of days. Brilliant. Well, really nice to meet you. Good luck with everything. Okay, take care. Thank you. And you. Thank you.
Hi.
Hello. Hi.
I just have a quick question. Do you guys offer a PhD in psychology?
We do, yes.
Do? I didn't see it here.
These are just master's courses.
Oh.
So this is the. Oh, of course, yeah. Okay. So these are all masters. So this is our research prospectus, but really there's no list of. It's the PhDs in the UK aren't courses as such, so it's very different to the States where you might have 1 or 2 years of courses, for example. A PhD in the UK, it's entirely research. So you have some classes on research methodology. There's options to attend some classes or lectures, potentially from a master's program.
Yeah.
But the style of study in the UK is it's entirely research, and you work closely with a supervisor or two supervisors on developing your own research thesis.
Okay.
So it's in that sense it's very different. The advantages are it's good if you if you have an aptitude for self-directed research, and you will get support with this. It's very good because you don't have to waste time covering talk components which you've done already.
That's what I like about the UK in that respect, that it's like the PhD programs are mainly focused on research versus like the academic and the talk courses you have to take all over again.
If you need a talk course, you do a master's, and that's a year. If you want a PhD, just go straight into the research. So depends for some disciplines, or depending on how you've done in your. Have you done a bachelor's degree or a master's as well?
I have a bachelor's in psychology and a master's in counseling.
In counselling?
Yeah.
Okay. So if you already have a bachelor's and a master's, you can go straight into doing a PhD. Is psychology a component of the master's degree, or?
Kind of, sort of, because it's mental health counseling, so it's a lot of like the theories are based in psychology. Yeah.
Okay. And how did you get on with your bachelor's degree? What was your GPA?
3.2, I think.
Okay. So
and I have 3.8 graduate graduate GPA is 3.8.
So what's 3.2 then?
The undergrad.
Oh, sorry. So your undergraduate is 3.2 and then 3.8 your master's. So I mean, an academic would need to look at your transcripts, but I'd say you'd have a good chance of getting in. if you're considering doing a PhD, Sheffield should certainly be among the choices you'd be looking at. We're in the top 10% of research in the UK, so a research-led university. So one of the Russell Group universities, so it's the top 24 research-led institutions in the UK. And 2/3 of the research income in the UK goes to those 24 universities. So what it means for you is it's typically better facilities because we have a lot of research grants, a lot of research funding. So I think the master's prospectus, whilst it's obviously about master's courses, should give you a bit of an overview sometimes of the facilities we have. Because for the research prospectus, it just gives you a flavour of our world-leading research, but there's no modular content to look at, there's no course description, because really the PhD is what you make it.
Yeah.
So...
How far are you guys from London?
2 hours. So it'll have in the back here a very brief list possibly of the research specialisms. So all you get really is that. So these are the research themes.
Okay.
And then you really need to go online to see a bit more detail, and essentially to apply for a PhD in the UK you really need to write a research proposal and approach ideally the professor directly. So you need to have a look at the research areas which we offer and see if any of those match with your own research interests.
Okay.
Then look at which professors are teaching in that area, and so the one whose research interest most closely matches your own, and then you'd write a proposal. If they're impressed, then they'd ask you to make a direct application. So I guess is that different to what happens in the States?
No, that's very different. It's actually the reverse. So you go through the application process. It's a long process where you have to actually submit like GRE scores. You have to take the GRE test and submit your transcripts.
So what is GRE exactly?
It's the graduate record exam. It's like a pre-qualifying exam that you have to take to get into grad school, whether it's master's or PhD. And so that's pretty much how they... Yes, standardized test.
So is it like a SAT for graduates then? Or?
That's how they weed people out.
Okay.
Because you have to have a certain score, so pretty much...
What's on it? Is it essay questions? Or?
It's multiple choice. It's,
but it's for certain subjects. So you do
it's math, and it's like verbal and then math. But then you have like a writing portion where you do write an essay.
So is it a bit like SATs, which you do at high school, and
right.
Maths?
Right. It's pretty much the equivalent to SAT.
Okay, so it's one test no matter what subject.
Well, it's broken into two parts.
If you've done English, or no matter what degree you've done, you all do the same GRE.
Right. But it depends on like the program, because like they have like the MCAT for, which is that for? The MBA, not the MCAT is for, I think, medicine.
Possibly.
Or the LSAT is for law. Like they have different tests for different disciplines, but the GRE pretty much is for like the arts and sciences.
So we don't need any GRE, any GMAT. All we're interested in really is your first degree, and usually need 2 academic references as well.
Okay.
But that's it. There's no fee.
That's good.
So it's pretty straightforward.
I was talking with them down there, and I was like, I was like, what do you think, which place do you think is cheaper? Which place do you think is cheaper? You think it's like the New York City or London?
Well, we're not in London, so we're 2 hours north of London, so I'll just get to the map a bit. And it's a lot cheaper than studying in London, so it's 25%. The living costs in Sheffield are 25% lower than London. But if you want to visit, it's very easy, because obviously the UK is very small compared to the States. So you can get, you can travel to London, by train at the weekend for 2 hours to visit without having to pay, the high rent basically.
Is the tube? Is it 24 hours?
Is what, sorry?
The underground tube that you guys, the transportation.
There's no tube in Sheffield. Are you talking about in
London?
Tube? I think it depends on the line, but we wouldn't recommend you commute from London to Sheffield, for example, or vice versa.
Right, because it's too far.
It's too far.
I was just curious as to know.
But yeah, Sheffield is 500,000 inhabitants. So, and 1 in 10 of those are students, so it's a very student-friendly city.
Oh, okay.
But, actually, can I just before you go, can I scan your badge? So,
Good day and age.
okay.
Yeah.
Okay, fantastic. Did I give you my card, by the way? So
No,
if you have
not
any
yet.
questions, feel free to get in touch.
Okay, thank you.
Okay. Is there anything else you want to ask? Or?
No, that's not. That's it. I'll just check out the website.
Okay. All right. Thank you. Nice
Thank
to
you.
meet you.
All right,
Take
thanks.
care.
What?
Put that white boy.
Stop it. You don't have to say it out loud.
I'm serious.
But you don't say it out loud, okay? I am trying to get into it.
I know you're trying to get that, but he didn't. Let me tell you something. He didn't even know about. He trying to tell me about chemistry. He didn't know about Dr. Gabriel Yibo. He didn't know about the original, what chemistry is, the compound word. He's like, really? I'm dead. I put that way in place.
But he's not supposed to know about that.
No. He bragged about being a historian of chemistry. So I was like, let me hit you with something. You know, chemistry is a compound word. You take the C off the word chemistry and you put the K, you got kemet, the history of the Kemetic people, which he don't know that.
Okay, Kenneth, but listen, calm down, Kenneth,
White boy.
listen to me.
All your degrees, you don't
Would
know
you
that.
listen?
Yes.
Calm
Hey,
down,
babe.
don't listen, don't do that, okay?
Don't do what?
Kenneth, if you know I'm trying to get into the school and they have my information, why would you go over there trying to start something, trying to make me look bad?
I didn't start anything.
You just said that you just put a white boy in his place and you talking all loud saying that you don't know nothing about chemistry.
In a respectful manner.
Okay, but I'm saying what you just said now when we were just walking past the table, you all loud and stuff.
Ain't nobody hear that, man. Come on.
Yes, you did, Kenneth. Don't do that.
Nobody hear that, man.
This is not the time and place for that. Where's the University of City University of London?
Which one are you?
Don't do that. So you feel better now that you put him in his place?
I'm good, man. I was asking for information.
I don't see the City University of London. It must be upstairs. Business school. Yeah, I have to use the restroom.
And really take a look at your application.
Yeah.
Maybe make a few submissions about it.
Don't be doing that trying to get me all messed up because they have my information written down. And all they gotta do is like, oh, let me pull her.
First of all,
Pull her name.
I went to ask information about as far as what they got, as far as the pharmacy program.
I understand
That's the
that.
whole basis of it.
I get that, Ken, but you weren't there to try to
No, I wanted to ask about the pharmacy program. Like how long would it take? Because LIU has a 5-year program.
Hold on, let me go check real quick with this table over here. That's the last one. University, here it goes. Sussex. Hi.
Hey, how's it going?
Good. You guys offer a PhD in psychology?
Yes, we do, yeah.
Can you tell me a little bit about it?
Okay, so psychology, we have a PhD. The PhD, of course, is not really a program of study, it's more of an independent research. So the big question for you is whether or not we have the academic staff within our psychology department who share your research interest. So do you know what research you'd like to do?
I have like a general idea, like thinking like PTSD, but I'm not sure the focus though. PTSD.
That means nothing to me.
Post-traumatic stress disorder.
Okay, yeah. Yeah, I don't know. Let's see, cognitive